Okay. Alright, so my first video today is actually going to go over a couple of different things. Unfortunately, since they're not active, I can't actually show you them. I am going to go over them. The first one is Sonic Destroyer. We have certain leaders that we have selected due to rally sizes, which are very necessary for Sonic Destroyer, that will be doing rallies. If you are not one of the selected rally leaders, please do not start a rally. You cause one of the R4s to have to waste time going in and canceling your rally. With a march of under 800, it is pointless for you to start a rally. Only 2, maybe 3 full marches are going to be able to join out of a 6-march rally. Especially when we have plenty of people with 1,000 march rallies that can start them. We also need to start cycling rallies with a 1 to 2 minute wait in between sets. This means we will have those that are directly around the Sonic Destroyer start rallies. That's because these guys will hit first. These are also the ones that have the largest march capacities. I do ask that those with tons of troops only join 1 or 2 of these rallies to begin with. Hold the rest of your troops for the second and third wave of rallies. This allows all of the smaller people to get into the rallies with the bigger people that have better heroes. Do not send heroes to a Sonic Destroyer rally unless you are one of the rally leaders. This is simply because they have better heroes than you do, which means your troops will benefit from their heroes' stats. You do not want to send a 130 when they have a 350. Your troop will benefit better from their stats than from yours. So do not send heroes unless you are one of the selected rally leaders. And then only send heroes if you are in the rally you started. When you join others' rallies, no heroes. And always send the maximum amount of troops you can, which we all understand, not everybody can fill 4 or 5 rallies to the max. That's perfectly acceptable. But during the marches on Sonic, you do not want any troops to remain in your headquarters. That's wasted points. The reason I say this is we have a certain amount of damage that can be done to each one. Unfortunately, damage is very selective. You got to be really careful with the damage that can be done. The more damage we can consistently do, the higher ranked Sonic Destroyer we can do. The higher ranked Sonic Destroyer we can do, the more rewards we get out of each one. Which means everybody that attacks it will get rewards based on the higher ranks we do. We can't start doing higher ones until we are consistently killing the one we have been doing in a faster time. The time does not change. You have 20 minutes to kill Sonic Destroyer. That's it. The last march cannot be sent after the 5-minute mark, because it will not hit during the 20-minute timer, because rallies are 5-minute wait times. And that's only if you're one of the ones that are next to it. If you are further out, then you do not start a rally after the Sonic Destroyer has hit the last 5 minutes and 30 seconds, because it will take 30 seconds or longer for your march to get to it, which means 5 minutes plus 30 seconds is 5 minutes and 30 seconds. At that mark, do not start another rally. It will not hit, and all it does is waste time. When we are consistently doing it faster, then we move up a rank in Sonic Destroyer and do the next one up. When we get that one down to where we're killing it faster, then we move up and do the next one. Every rank up equals better rewards for everybody. The next one I want to go over is Reservoir War and Alliance Clash. These two events are almost exactly the same. The only difference is Reservoir War, it is just 2 alliances. Alliance Clash, it's 3. Typically, we have an NAP. This is an agreement with the other alliances that certain buildings and certain rules will be held throughout the entire clash. Typically, that is 2 towers and a doom fortress. Everything else is contested. It also is typically that if you are in the grass, you are open to headquarter attacks, which means you pretty much need to stay in the mud along the sides. If you join late and you get ported into the grass, find out where the rest of us are by simply clicking on the map. It will show you where everybody in your alliance is. Port up next to us. If you're not a high headquarter level and a lot of troops, do not go out into the grass. The NAP buildings, we need the primary leader of each building to send a full march of troops. Everybody else in NAP buildings only send 1 troop per building. Non-NAP buildings need full troops. Rallies that are done to claim a building will be declared certain tiers of troops. There is a reason for this. Only send the tiers of troops asked for. Do not claim that you can't do anything because you don't have that tier of troop. There is plenty for everyone to do, no matter what tier of troops you have. If you are headquarters 18 and up, which is what is required to zone into Reservoir Wars and Alliance Clash, you can and do contribute. However, if a certain tier of troops and higher is called for on a rally and you send something lower, you just pretty much guaranteed that rally's going to fail. Tier 8 troops versus Tier 11 troops, there is no competition. 100 Tier 11 troops will destroy 1,000 Tier 8 troops. That's it. There is no competition. There is no, well, I'm helping on it. You're taking up a spot that a Tier 9 and higher can fill. We are only allowed a certain number of troops in every rally, and there are usually plenty of the higher tier troops that can join those rallies. Once the building is taken, some of those troops will pull out and the lower tiers can get in without any problem. However, in the rallies to take the building, please listen and only send the tiers of troops asked. The last Alliance Clash we did, we failed a series of rallies that we should have won because our rally leaders actually had better stats than the building leader had. However, we had a ton of people not listening. We called for Tier 9 and higher, and we had a bunch of people sending Tier 5, Tier 6, Tier 7. You cannot send enough Tier 6 troops against 100 Tier 11s to even kill 10 of them. I guarantee you nobody has a march that big. So all you did was took up room in a rally from somebody that could have sent troops that would have actually helped. If you doubt me, I can prove this point. I can have any number of people park 100 Tier 11 troops, and you can send your max rally of Tier 6 and 7 and 8 troops against it, and you're going to lose. I have tested this. It fails every single time. I have sent 160 Tier 8 troops against, or 160,000 Tier 8 troops against 100 Tier 11s, and I failed to kill 15 of them. It's just the way it's designed. So when we're against alliances with a bunch of tier 10 and tier 11 troops, anything under tier 9 is not going to contribute. Your contribution will be to maintain buildings and hunt out the mines. There are mines that spawn continually throughout Alliance Clash and Reservoir War. Those mines do not need a certain tier of troops. All they need is a certain number of troops in each one, depending on if the mine has been hit before or not. Just send your troops in, maintain that mine until it has harvested all of it, and boom, you gain points, the Alliance gain points. Buildings, get your troops into the buildings, at least one march per building. NAP buildings, one troop per march. All it counts is marches in a building, not troops. So simply having one troop in every building we have will earn everybody points, including the Alliance as a whole. This is why we keep asking everybody to please pay attention. The last one I'm going to cover is going to be Dead Rising. This is the waves of zombies that attack your sanctuary. This is where it starts getting complicated, and it all falls on you as an individual. Watch the reports. You get a report after every single wave hits your sanctuary. If you drop under 65% kills, see if I can actually find one of those reports, and I'll show you this. There we go. You'll notice here where it shows the casualties up here under the attacker. If this drops under 65%, ask for reinforcement, because there's a really good chance that the next wave is going to win, because it will drop under 50% at that point. You are only allowed 2 losses before you're out. This does not mean you cannot still get points. It just means you will no longer get sanctuary hits, and so your troops being home will not matter. The key to doing this is to get as high as you can before you suffer even your first loss. That way both of your losses are done at higher level, which means you have achieved even more points. So watching your reports, asking for reinforcements when you're at 65% here, not down here, up here at 65%, asking for reinforcements means that you will manage to get higher up. Once you have suffered your second loss, go into your sanctuary, and you're going to go over here to this little building. And you're going to kick everybody out. Because once you have suffered your second loss, there are no reinforcements that are going to help you. However, at this point, you need to pick somebody in chat that is asking for reinforcements and send troops to their sanctuaries. As their sanctuaries get hit, you will still get points, which means you score up higher in the event. Both of these will benefit you immensely, and they only benefit you. They are not going to help anybody else. So you doing it is completely dependent upon how many points you want to score. Do you want to have higher points and get better rewards or not? Pay attention, watch your reports, follow what I've instructed. For the last part of this particular event I will cover is the fort. At level 10 and level 20, the waves will attack the fort. Watch. We have a designated fort leader for every one of these. When they are in the fort, they will call out that they are in the fort. This does not mean you can immediately run to the fort. Watch for the wave previous to hit your sanctuary first, or you will lose. At wave 10, we ask that anybody under 70 million power go into the fort. No one other than the fort leader that is over 70 million should go in. It does not make a dang bit of difference whether the fort is full or not when the wave hits. The fort leader is strong enough that they can take wave 10 100% solo. For everybody else, it is all about getting points, and allowing all of the smallers to get in on that one allows them to get even more points, because the wave 20, they are not going to be going in. At wave 20, the fort leader will go in and then call it, and as wave 19 hits your sanctuary, send full troops into the fort if you are over 70 million power. Wait for wave 19 to hit, or you can lose because you don't. People will get in, the fort will fill up, wave 20 will hit, woohoo, we just won. If everybody will follow this, we will score much, much higher during the Dead Rising event. These covers the 3 major events that we really need people to pay close attention for, and I hope I have given you the reasons to show you why we ask for you to do things the way we have. This is not selfishness, this is not stuck up. This is simply because if everybody will do this, everybody will get higher rewards. Higher rewards equals more growth. More growth equals stronger alliance. Stronger alliance means higher ranks on the events. It's that simple, guys. These are the easiest ways to gain the components you need to power up. And this is the easiest way to do it. Thank you. Hope you found this interesting. If you have any further comments or recommendations for future videos, please message me.